Hello, welcome to this week's Rebel Report. Thank you for joining me live and, of course, on the replay. Wherever you may be catching this broadcast, let me know you're here so that I can send you some love and answer any questions that you might have about this broadcast. So for those of you who don't know me, who are just getting to know me, my name is Cindy. I am a quantum numerologist and wealth activator. What the heck does that mean? It means that I help you to understand who you are, what you want, and how to get it. And just like we can predict the weather, so too can we predict the energetic influences that we'll be experiencing in the next time ahead. And I like to come in every Friday and share an energetic forecast for the week ahead so that you can leverage this information to your advantage and schedule your week appropriately. Now, it's not always going to be, do this thing on that day and do this thing on this day, but it gives you a feel for what we're going to be experiencing collectively so that you can kind of tap into that and make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. So without further ado, let's dive in to the week of March 1st, 2021. So we're March 1st to March 7th. As we land into March energy, we're coming into the energy of the 8. So February has been all about the 7, inspired action, more movement. We noticed in January, there was not a lot of movement. It was very stagnant energy. And then February, even after Mercury retrograde anyways, it felt like there was a little bit more movement. And as we're leaning into this full moon on this weekend, we're definitely feeling more of that action forward motion. Now, as we land into the energy of the 8, the invitation for March in total is to really land in to dedication and devotion. What are you committing to for you and your business? Are you willing to do what it takes to be happy and wealthy and peaceful and whatever other feelings you want to feel without getting caught up in the crazy momentum that can occur in the 8? Now, I always think of momentum as this pot of boiling water, and it's spitting water everywhere, and it can be a little bit wild and crazy. And so if you get caught up in that, it can get very overwhelming. So just notice that for the month of March. Just remember to breathe, stay focused, and dedicate and devote yourself to the task at hand without getting distracted by shiny objects, without looking outside of yourself for other things. You've been doing the work. Keep doing the work. And if you're struggling with this, please reach out. There are many different coaches that can help you. I would love to help you. Just make sure that you're just staying focused. Now, the first week of March, we've got this beautiful 9 energy on the 1st of March and leaning into the 6 at the end of the week on Sunday. But we've also got this full moon energy rising up over the weekend, leading us into March. And this full moon energy is really about productivity, but it's about productivity from a place of balance. So next week, as we lean into March, that first week of March, the invitation is to really spend some time in reflection and allow for harmonization, allow for some completion to occur, spend some time reflecting on the lessons you've learned so far this year. It's been 2 months of 2021. I'm sure that each and every one of us has things to reflect upon, things to lean into, and things to release. So as you're going through next week, clear some space out, restore peace in your life, and notice and ask yourself, what does balance feel like? What does balance mean to me? So for many of us who are entrepreneurs, we're spending a lot of time moving things out into the world, creating, talking on Facebook Lives, connecting with other people, and it can get a little hectic. And that balance is always top of mind, especially for entrepreneurs, especially if you're a single mom or a parent, or you've got, there's kids going to school and there's COVID-19 and there's all these other things happening. So where's the balance? And that's really the invitation for this week moving forward into March. Now, in that balance, one of the things that comes top of mind for me every single time when I think of balance, I consider it to be being unfuckwithable. And what does that mean? It means that we as human beings are meant to experience the full spectrum of emotions. We feel angry, we feel sad, we feel happy, we feel bliss. We're meant to feel all of them. But society has trained us to only feel the good ones. And if you feel the bad ones, shove them under the carpet, numb it, dumb it, drug it, alcohol it, Netflix it, feed it, whatever, right? And in that, what we're doing is doing ourselves a disservice. Because if we're not willing to sit with the anger, the frustration, the fear, the anxiety, if we're not willing to sit with that, then we're doing ourselves a disservice and we're not fully living life to its fullest. So no matter what rises up for you, if you're feeling shame, guilt, frustration, sadness, any of it, be with it. Be with it and become unfuckwithable. Allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of emotion. Now, this doesn't mean wallow in it for hours. Extreme emotion is only meant to be experienced for 15 minutes. And if you can do so without judgment, then you become unfuckwithable. It's only when you judge that emotion that it creates the perpetuation of it. So if you feel angry, sit down, put your hand on your heart, and say, I'm experiencing a moment of anger, and I deeply love and accept myself anyway. And you repeat that. And if it takes 15 minutes of repeating it over and over again, so be it. But that emotion will pass. So allow yourself to lead from a place of love. Whatever is rising up for you next week, ask yourself, what would love do? Love does not judge. Love does not shame. Love does not put guilt on. So as we become unfuckwithable and we lead with love, then we can sit with our own emotion without judgment, without shame, and without guilt. And we can just be with it and feel it. There is some completion energy coming in next week. It's closing the door on some things that have been occurring. So next week isn't necessarily a massive action week. There may be things happening. There may be things coming to completion. There may be things moving forward, but it's really about this harmonization energy that's coming in. So trust yourself. Lean into the unknown. Be willing to go within for the answers. Don't look outside of yourself. Notice any negative habits that may be showing up that aren't serving you. And just allow for that harmonization to occur. This is a time of integration. So allow that, whatever might be happening. If you're experiencing some physical shifts or mental shifts or spiritual shifts, just allow that to happen without it needing to be anything, without any judgment upon it. We are up-leveling our value next week. So are you worth it? That's really the question. Are you worth balance? Are you worth being unfuckwithable? Are you worth being able to sit with your emotions and not needing to do anything about it? Are you worth being able to allow for these physical, emotional, and spiritual shifts to happen without judging it? That's really what's coming down this weekend, or this week, sorry. So the invitation here, clear out space, reflect, and create balance. Whatever that means to you, it's going to mean something different to each and every one of you. So hopefully that lands. Let me know. I would love to hear what your feedback is on this. And I wish you the best of weeks. I love you. I believe in you, and I see your power.